The patch we've all been waiting for is finally here. If you've already downloaded the patch, you will know that the new TTK balance has come to Battlefield 1. This patch is bringing some major changes to gunplay in general, and we also have the two new Turning Tide maps to enjoy. They are Heligoland Bight and Zeebrugge. Now Zeebrugge is a favourite of mine. I have really enjoyed it so far, even though some of the airship on infantry gameplay isn't that great. There's plenty of cover, it's a great map, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Now this video is going to go through the weapon balance in general, a bit of an overview, and then future videos are going to go into it in more detail, showcasing which weapons you should now be using, because things have changed a fair bit. Now the idea of this weapon balance change is basically to overhaul what we've already seen in Battlefield 1 and make it slightly more fun to play in general. It's going to be better for players who are looking to take out more than one enemy at once. This means a lower time to kill, and of course that means a similar experience to Battlefield 4. I've played it a fair bit since it came out this morning, and although it's not the same as Battlefield 4, it's definitely a move in the right direction. It's kept the good parts of Battlefield 1, but also introduced some things that we've really been missing. It feels way more satisfying to use pretty much every weapon in the game. And of course, it puts more emphasis on the optimal engagement ranges of each class and each type of weapon. Now I'm going to break it down into four main categories. We're going to take a look at the SLRs, the SMGs, the light machine guns and the shotguns. And then finally, in two last segments, we'll take a quick look at things that haven't really changed, and then the biggest winners of the patch. That part is at the end of the video, so if you're just looking for which guns you want to switch to and which guns are going to be a lot better, check that out. It'll be right at the end of the video. To start off, let's take a look at the self-loading rifles. The SLRs in general are getting some major changes, with accuracy being improved overall. The damage model will be more advantageous at longer ranges, so for example, the RSC is now a 2-shot kill at just past 70 meters. You can expect to deal more damage to players at medium to long range, as the damage drop-off in general has been moved back. Spamming the medic weapons often left you with a load of bullets going off target, but now it is a more viable tactic. The Farquhar Hill rifle is more accurate when spammed, although I still would recommend trying to work out the optimal fire rate, but you can spam it and still be accurate, and will provide a 3-hit kill at longer ranges than before. I jumped on this morning playing with the medic class, especially because of course it's my favourite class in the game. The Farquhar Hill was brilliant, the 8.25 was also a lot of fun. Now onto the light machine guns. The LMGs are now beastly at mid-range engagements. I expect most players that played Assault as their main will be moving over to the support class and taking advantage of some of the changes. A damage increase in general, however, changes have been made to hipfire accuracy, and the time to ADS is also longer. Essentially what this means is if you're running around with an LMG and you're looking to be aggressive and take out people who are right in your face, you can't really do that as much as you could before. The LMGs are being pinned down to that middle engagement range, and it means your aggressive spray and praise will not be as effective, and instead you have to put some thought into it. Bipodding is still strong, however, and of course you're putting yourself in a bad situation when you do bipod, so you have to balance that out as well. Bipodding in general won't really change. You'll notice the weapons getting far more accurate when you put the bipod down. Now on to the SMGs. The time to kill in general has been shortened, a damage increase all round, less bullets needed. I think this is good for the SMGs, and you should see more of them being used and not just the Hellriegel being the go-to. All SMGs in general should feel more effective at close range, meaning the plague that is the Hellriegel will be slightly less used on all platforms as players decide to move to other weapons. There are still a few exceptions, however. The Automatico has not been changed in the same way, but will still remain a solid choice for very close range engagements, and the automatic pistol, that I personally hate, has been changed a little bit so it won't fire as fast. There are some big winners within this class. As I said, we'll look at them later in the video, but for me the one I'm enjoying the most at the minute is the Ribey Rolls. It's amazing all round, it's a very useful weapon for me, and within 20 meters the MP1216 is still probably the best, although you do have to work out how to play with that gun because you don't get many rounds, so taking on multiple targets is very difficult. Finally, out of the four categories, I want to take a look at the shotguns. They've changed this a fair bit to make sure that the shotguns are more reliable. You may have noticed in the previous patch or the previous build of the game that there were a couple of things wrong with the shotguns. Firstly, they were inconsistent, so you may have found that firing a round at one player would do 10 damage and then the next player would do 100 damage at the same range, hitting them both in the chest. Well, what they've done now is changed it, complete pellet redesign, so the pellets are evenly spread, meaning less low damage close range shots and less long range lucky kills. Overall, this is a good change. You also no longer have the tragic shotgun bug where it felt like you were being melted by a machine gun instead of a shotgun. That should now be fixed and it should feel a lot better. Now a quick look at the Scout. As I said, it's not a major part of this, just something I'll tag onto the end. A few guns have been changed, most noticeably the experimental will do a 3-shot to the chest up to around 12 meters, I believe, and then will drop off to 4 after that. Makes it a bit more viable for an aggressive scout weapon if that's what you're into. Now on to the biggest winners. For me, there are some major winners, in the medic class especially, as that's my favourite class. You've got the autoloading 8.25, it's going to be a far better weapon. The M1907 factory and trench. The trench, if you're a major fan of hip firing, these weapons will be definitely better to use. The M1903 experimental has got a large damage buff overall. The C96 trench has a large damage buff as well, which means at close ranges it is going to be far more suitable. The RSC is also a lot of fun with that 2-shot guaranteed hit at an increased rate of fire, I believe, 6 rounds in total, and you can be doing a lot of damage, especially on maps where you've got hard cover and you can just pop out of cover, fire some rounds down range and then get a reload in. Overall, there's going to be a lot of changes, and as I said, I'll go into this in far more detail, but as you can tell, there's a lot of fun to be had with this new weapon patch. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick update video. As I said, we'll take a look at things in more detail in the future. Let me know in the comments below what class you want me to focus on. I'll probably be focusing on the medic class as it's my favourite, but I will take a look at all weapons if I have the time. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.